Good evening. Victorians from all walks of life are wrapping their arms around the Daniher family as they mourn the loss of footy great Neale. This is happening right now. Landmarks across Melbourne tonight glowing blue, the colour of Daniher's Big Freeze fundraiser, which has raised millions for Motor Neuron Disease. It's a mark of respect for a remarkable man, but his brother says Neale would now want us to stop sobbing and just get on with the job.
Anywhere you go in Melbourne, Neale Daniher's legacy is visible. Neale's on-field teammate, off-field his big brother, Terry Daniher, was proud but practical.
He wouldn't want us sobbing and sucking if he wanted us to get on with the job, and you keep creating the awareness and keep working at trying to find a cure for this damn disease.
He last saw Neale on Saturday, along with his mother, Edna.
He was in a peaceful state. Unfortunately, couldn't communicate with him, but it was wonderful. Mum was able to make the long trip down from New South Wales and spend a bit of private time with him.
Neale's teammate and the very first Big Freeze slider, Tim Watson, pleased he got a chance to tell him exactly how he felt.
He went from being a teammate, to a friend, but ultimately he became my hero. And I told him that one day, like, you're a hero to me and you're a hero to so many other people because of the way that you've met this challenge in life, and you continue to do that. And you're bringing so many people along with you. But I was in awe of him.
After a playing career cruelled by injury, his straight talking as the Melbourne coach appealed to players straight away.
You only get one chance to make a first impression, Nick, and he came in and told us we were by far and away the worst football club in the competition. And then he just turned it and said, but we've got an opportunity to get to work. And in that moment, he had an imprint on that group.
And apart from my father, really, he's had the biggest influence in my life, even though he was only 5 years older than me.
None surprised by the way he fought MND for 13 long years.
My dad died of motor neuron, so I understand. He died within 2 years. He was so strong a person that it's incredible when we all will look back, and we lived in the realms of a very special person as a human being and caring for others.
It's never been about him. He preached selflessness as a player, or to us as players when I was playing and going through, and he's just lived that value forever. When you're battling a terminal illness, you can think insular and think about yourself, but he's never done that.
And now a push to put him in the AFL Hall of Fame immediately.
The AFL need to fast-track this. They need to fast-track this induction. Neale Daniher belongs in the Australian Football Hall of Fame. That's the greatest honour our game has got.
He'll get there in time. We don't need to force a Hall of Fame nominee onto Neale Daniher. He'll get there in his own time.
Demons captain Max Gawn has played in every Big Freeze match. He thought Neale was invincible.
It's hit me all different ways over the last 24 hours. I'm starting to get that parting grief where I wish I gave him like one last cuddle. I took him for granted a little bit. Like the fact that he's been doing this for 12 years, you just thought he was going to be around forever.
All want 100,000 people at the G on King's birthday to celebrate Neale's life and to keep his legacy going.
I think this needs to be the biggest of the lot. They've all been great, they've been building to this, but this needs to be a gigantic celebration of the life of Neale Daniher, and it will be.
And I think the great thing that we can all do is make sure that we pass these stories on to the next generation of people, so that in 50, 100 years, wherever down the track, we are still celebrating Neale Daniher and what he did for this country.
Yes, indeed. Well said, Tim. And Nick McCallum, tonight is just the start of weeks of tributes for Neale Daniher.
That's right, Peter. Tonight, 16 major landmarks around Melbourne, one also in Geelong, should be bathed in blue to honour Neale Daniher. Among them, the Rod Laver Arena, the Shrine of Remembrance, the National Gallery of Victoria, the Treasury Building. The Daniher family has accepted the state government's offer of a state memorial service, but at this stage there's no indication of when or where, although the most likely locations are the MCG or St Patrick's Cathedral. Meanwhile, preparations for the Big Freeze continue. The celebrity sliders should be announced in rapid succession starting from tomorrow night, Peter.
Nick McCallum on Olympic Boulevard, thank you.